All right, we're on. We have no viewers.
Yeah. Hey, won't be long now. This is the start of your video, so anyone who doesn't catch it live, this is what they're gonna hear.
That's right. So, what's up, everyone? This is the Tag Team Toy Collectors podcast, episode 1.
The first podcast.
The Pioneer podcast. We want to get going regularly eventually. And we got a lot to show today. What's up, buddy? Nightwalker. He is in here. Of course, the main event's going to be David Blucker is going to be doing a review on a brand new figure he's picked up. And also, I got a box here behind me. As you can see, I got a couple packages I want to unbox during the day. Let's turn this down. And we'll be able to chit-chat and whatnot. So, yeah, we're already getting some people on. We got 7 already.
Ooh.
So,
Jay
right now,
Kev.
What's up, Funko J? Howdy. So, yeah, we have co-founders, friends, YouTubers, SaNMan Pr vlogs, David Blucker's Video and Collectibles on with me now. And here pretty soon, our buddy Kyle's going to get on as well. Everybody having a good night, good evening, I guess it is now, mostly. See y'all.
Kev?
That's right.
How was your one day off, Kev? Did you actually get some R&R today?
It was rough, man. I did my 24. I got back home late because my relief was actually a firefighter, so he was an hour late. And my drive home is an hour drive home, so I actually hit up a Ross real quick because we're next to one. And then I drove home. So got home. I think I got a little nap here and there. I didn't have much to do today, just be a bum. But tomorrow morning, I got a 48 to work, and then I get a day off, and I work a 72. It'll be a hard week. What are you doing, DTD?
Those hours must be rough at times, man.
It does. I remember in the 20s, it was cake.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was.
Hey, look, we got Art Miranda in the house. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Art?
So, yeah. So y'all want me to go ahead and get into my packages, or what do y'all want to?
That's up to you, man. What you want to do? I guess you can do your packages first, you know.
This one I've already opened, but this is kind of, we're going to see some other masks. If I'm right about this package, I've got a lot of masks tonight, or a few, actually. I also have a package from, y'all know Rob802. He sent me something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but Rob sent me something. It was funny. I actually did a video a while back. It was a challenge about the crappiest Transformer you've ever had or something like that.
Yeah.
So I picked the Transformer I didn't like. And he's like, oh, man, I want it. So I sent it to him.
Well, I still need to do that challenge myself. You know, I still have yet to do it. I'm just trying to I'm a little behind on my challenges, so I'm in the process of trying to get my videos in order so as they come.
You've had a steady amount of uploads here this week, ain't you, Dave?
Yeah, I'm trying to pump them out as much as I can.
Hey, you're doing fine, bro.
Yeah, because since I'm working second shift now, my hours are different from 2 to 2. So it's like the whole schedule is a whole new for me and everything. So that's why I'm a lot.
Your sleep ain't right yet either, I'd say.
So, but yeah, usually Saturdays and Sundays is my video time. So I always try to at least do 2 a day, so that way I can have something. So.
Oh, that's Funko J. It's your dad's scooter.
Yeah, it's the dad.
Cool. He's basically exactly like us. He's got this rad beard and he's like fully sleeved up and tattooed out.
He's super talented at customizing, though.
Yep. Yeah.
I have that.
Those little
That's
seams.
Blucker. Talk about that Chewbacca on the little piece of wood with
It's amazing.
the porg with no head on it. Amazing.
So Rob was really nice. He sent me a Hot Wheels. This is just a little extra in the package. 32 Ford Hot Rod. It's nice. That's cool.
Style Hot Wheel.
I like those. It's nice. And then he sent me a little. I think these are called Legends class. This size. It's a little Bumblebee. I think they call them Legends class. It's pretty cool though.
As much as I want to get into Transformers, man, that's just a black hole I don't want to travel down.
It's another black hole. That's how I feel about most of them. Like, it's very cool, very nice, but it's scary to get into.
Well, I only have 2 of them, and the only reason why I have 2 of them is because they were gifted to me. That's it. I did not purchase them; they were just gifted to me, and I think those might be the only 2 I might have. If I do travel down that way, there's only a couple of items I do want to pick up on the cheap side. That would be like the set of Dinobots, the original G1.
The original G1 Dinobots.
Yeah, Tim is big into those. He loves those.
So those are probably about the only ones I want to pick up as far as adding to the collection for the time being. I wouldn't mind having the original Optimus and Megatron and stuff, but I know those are going to be pricey, so I've got to go with affordable.
This looks exactly like the original G1. Well, it doesn't look like it, but it's the exact same size as the G1 Bumblebee, the little VW.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Now I got another Transformer I can do challenges with.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's my style. It's got like 2 moves. So that's cool. I appreciate it, Rob. 802. I don't think he's here, but that's cool that he sent that.
Yeah. When he watches the video later, he'll see that you got it.
See it. Yeah. This thing has got a big old smashed in, so I hope nothing's messed up. You can see it's got a big old dent.
Yeah, I've had my share of packages like that. I think Harry's package that he sent me, so I think it was Batmobile one.
Big old dent, didn't it?
Big old dent. I was like, whoa. No.
All right. I didn't cut myself up. You need to save all the wrapping and all that for Christmas. Oh, this is ridiculous. I don't know why the wife can't hear. I don't know why I got this, but I get stupid when I bid.
Is it the one that makes the sounds?
Oh, this is the one that the lady went viral with.
Yeah, Chewbacca Mom.
Yeah. Let me see how to.
You gotta wear that the rest of the video now.
All right. It's kind of ridiculous. Hey, am I going to go viral with 1 million hits?
No.
Hey, man.
And you know what? The cool thing is that the guy that I bought it, that I wanted on an auction for a few bucks. Apparently, the more you open the mouth, or the least, or just the variation of how wide you open it, that's how loud his roar will be.
Right.
It'll be lower, medium.
Right.
There's a lot of technology to it.
Awesome. You love Chewbacca. He's your favorite.
Chewbacca's awesome. I mentioned before, when I was a kid, that was like the very first Star Wars I can remember going into the store and buying new.
Card. Was it an Empire Chewbacca or a New Hope?
Yeah, it was. I think it was probably like New Hope era. I think it was an 80 maybe.
You can just leave it like that. That way you can breathe.
So I can breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never owned any Star Wars as a kid.
Dave wants one of those. Have you seen the one, Dave, that turns you into a raptor?
Oh, yes, I've seen one of those.
It's like it's got smart sounds and stuff.
Yeah, I've only seen it once in the store, so I don't think I've ever seen it again ever since then. And that was
you would hold off for the T-Rex variant, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, look what I didn't even see that. Rob sent me his little 802, I guess.
His logo.
Yeah, that's cool.
Channel logo.
Is that his area code?
Dondi in the chat, and everybody say hey to Dondi.
What's up, Don D?
I think he's only gonna watch for a little bit because he's gotta go to bed. That's for you.
Sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I got a couple of 80s Kenner mask vehicles. This is what I got in this package. This one right here is man, I think it was Thunder something. I already forgot. But it's fairly complete. It's got a few things it's lacking, but oh, it's got a button. That's cool. See, it kind of goes into like a hovercraft or something. I should have pulled out. I got a bunch of little figures that go with it also, but I didn't bring them out. Anyway, yeah, this is one of the ones I really liked. Some of the bigger ones. Of course, everybody likes the 18-wheeler, but they're pretty nice as well. Yeah, that's a boss car right there. And I also picked up the other one that's my favorite is this 57. It's called the Hurricane, I think.
Oh yeah.
This is the 57 Chevy.
Sick.
Turns into a big old tank, like a little monster truck or
very sick
car. Yeah. I need the guy. I have a bunch of figures, but I don't have the guy that goes to one. I need to get him still.
So these vehicles you got, they were cars only, no men included?
No men included, but I purchased at a flea market. I bought a little haul of the guys. I don't have the right guys to these two vehicles, but I have people to showcase
that will fit in it.
Yeah, until I get the right ones.
Those things were so much fun as a kid.
They really were.
Especially the gas station play set with the Boulder.
Boulder Mountain, yeah. So anyway, yeah, this was I really like because I love 57 Chevys. I always thought this one was awesome.
Well, it fits you.
Yeah. It's a sweet car. And then of course I have this one. So I've got a few now, and I've got about I think 4 or 5 of the little fellers.
Hey, Scooter says he wants to get a tattoo toy hunter hat so he could rock it down.
Oh, yeah. I want to also. I need to get another one. I don't like the way this one fits so much, but
Kev is definitely looking into an apparel company.
Yeah,
on the verge of 2K and stuff.
Maybe I need to do that for my 2000, right? Maybe do a giveaway of shirts.
I think maybe we'll do it on the, at cost maybe for you.
Yeah. I know what style I want. Like, I want it to be something that anybody can wear. I don't want it just to have my face on. I want it to be something that you're like, oh, that's a cool black T-shirt to wear out. I remember like
it could be your Transformer looking logo.
Yeah.
Wear that to rock your channel, man.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I remember one of the ambulance services, they usually buy us T-shirts to wear under our uniforms. And we had one guy, he was a Vietnam vet, retired. He's a biker like me. He likes to ride motorcycles. And he would buy the real cool looking, like a biker style T-shirts. They were black. They had the eagle, and they're real cool looking. I want something like that that's tough looking. Maybe, maybe I'll have something that says tattooed for life, or who knows? Something cool. Yeah, I need to get, I'll get a Scoot over there, send him to Australia, send him some tattooed apparel. He needs it because he's like.
He says he wants to start with some stickers for you.
That's cool. I probably should think about doing that too. I like how just giving out stickers whenever anytime you give away something.
Tag team stickers?
Yeah, I could do tag team stickers. Just some stuff you can just give away to whatever.
Your merch though has to be legit tattooed toy hunter though.
Yeah. Something nice. I need to like look into it.
2K is when you really want to seriously consider getting an apparel thing going for your viewers, because
Yeah.
your notoriety is up there. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the first shirt I bought from someone else was probably Foxy's, and I think it was when he hit 2,000.
Scooter, I mean, we're not going to twist your arm and say we don't want them. If you would like to provide that, I mean, we would very much appreciate it.
Funko said he would make some. It'd be cool to see some ideas.
Yeah.
Something. I thought about that. I've been thinking about that, just like to give away, because we do a lot of trades, we do a lot of giveaways. Just
Kev,
packages.
you give away so much. I mean, I don't even want to guess what you've spent this year in shipping alone for what you've given away. I mean,
that's the problem, is the shipping. The gifts aren't a problem. Like, I don't mind the toys, and the shipping sucks. And especially for me and Scooter, when we did some swaps, man, that was pricey.
Oh, I'd say.
And I heard the Philippines are just as bad. Like, sending stuff off to the Philippines, it's like super expensive.
Well, I had made a trade with a fellow collector up in Canada, and it was my first time actually sending something out the state, and I had to fill out a paperwork and write down.
Yeah, you got to fill out forms to go in
and all that, and then on top of it, it was crazy. I was like, man, I have to do all this just to ship these 2 little items. But yeah, I mean,
what were they, like G.I. Joe projectiles or something?
No. It was we made it a trade for some Jurassic Park stuff. He had a battle damaged Gallimimus that wasn't in the States yet, and so I had a couple of extra other Jurassic World items that he was looking for, and so we made an even trade with that. So it was pretty nice. But yeah, it was crazy. I had to fill out all that paperwork and stuff, and just to ship it out there. So that was my first time experiencing that. So now I know what to expect anytime I need to ship something out overseas now. So
yeah, my first one too was one of the first things I sent overseas was a toy time machine to Canada also. And it was like twice what the thing was worth.
Yeah, it was. It was
and
crazy.
then he got it and said he wanted to sell it.
Yeah,
Scooter says all he needs from you, Kev, is your logo for TagTeam.
That's not a problem.
And he can turn that into a sticker for us.
We should look. I don't know. Like, one of them, if he sees I'm texting him on the average, guys, that the logo that you see in the chat is actually one of them. That round logo. I don't know which one would look good. That or maybe one that has like the little TagTeam hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few. But yeah, I'll message him and send a few. See what he.
We give him creative freedom to whatever looks best.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that the round logo will probably be a good one, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good looking logo. Kev is amazing with his photo manipulating app. It's
hit or miss.
It's not Photoshop. It's not tell him what it is again.
I chop it all up. I chop stuff up. And it's layers. Like a lot of the stuff I make, it's like 6-8 layers. You know, you might just cut someone's hand off just to layer a bunch of stuff under it.
For his 9 to 5, dude.
Man, it'd be cool to do something.
He's a sign designer by trade.
Amateur. I'm an amateur. The one I like is I love like Brad Campbell's work. You ever see him?
Yeah.
He does that for a living. Like he's
extremely clean work.
Yeah, he did a lot of other guys' stuff. I would like to get that kind of quality. Big photography. Oh, that's cool. Songwriter, designer. That's awesome.
Yeah, I tried to do some fig photography one time at my parents' house. They live out in the country, and so it's perfect for me to do my dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
that was like the only time I did it. I haven't done it since then. So
too busy.
I do need to go out there and try again and stuff because I accumulated some more items. So hopefully I can include the Spinosaurus. You know,
you could open up them in trials. The amount of dinosaurs you have.
so I'm looking to at the end of the year. Hopefully, if everything's set up right, I want to do a collection tour.
Oh, that'd be a fun. You should do it from the standpoint of someone inside one of the park explorers going on the tour. Like
That'd be cool.
exhibit wise.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like Gallimimus through Dilophosaurus, through the raptor pen.
Well, Nate Simmons had commented on one of my videos, and he wanted me to do he requested a video of me doing all the dinosaur names, all the pronunciation, and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
you say them so good, bro.
And, as I got older, I kind of lost track of it. But
If you ask me,
keep in mind that I got back into dinosaurs when Jurassic World first came out, the first movie. And that's what started my collection again, because at the time, last time I collected anything was probably I was about 20 years old. And so yeah. And so at that time, you know, I had a box full of stuff, but I didn't really get back into it like I wanted to. And then my whole life shifted into a different direction, and I forgot about collecting. But I always had that box.
sure.
I had that box of stuff. It had like Ninja Turtles. It had WWE wrestlers, the old Jack specific stuff. And, you know, just a little handful of stuff. It wasn't much.
Like a time capsule almost.
Yeah. And so
your inner child.
When the first Jurassic Park movie, or not Jurassic Park, but Jurassic World movie came out, what started it is I only wanted 2 items. That was it. I didn't want anything more or anything less. So I told my wife, I said, hey, it was like after the movie, after we first watched the movie. And I was like, hey, let's go to Walmart. I want to pick up this, the big Indominus Rex, which I currently have right here. This was the figure that kickstarted my collection. And this was the one, and the blue figure that it's like electronic, where you press the piece and you make that little, what do they call it, growlers. And so that was it. But slowly but surely, as bad as these toys were, I just
because Hasbro, right?
Yeah,
Hasbro had the license then.
Yeah, Hasbro, and that was when they had the license, and they wouldn't let anybody else touch the line. They sold line, but they wanted. They were selfish like that. So that's why we didn't get any Funko Pop back then, or any of the stuff from other companies like we do now. But yeah. So Jurassic World was the one that kickstarted my whole collection. So for the past 3 years, I've been collecting. And if you see all these movies behind me, that was my first love, and it's what I collected all the time until toys took over. So I collect movies, but not as much as I do vintage toys and stuff. And
physical copies, right? Physical copy, Blu-ray, DVD.
Yes, sir. So when that
streaming changed all that, right?
Say that again.
Streaming has changed the game on the necessity of having stuff on disc.
Yeah. But you know, that's how me and my wife are. We like physical copies because
if you love a program or a film, you want to physically own it.
Yes. So,
because if there's no internet, the internet's down, you can enjoy your physical movies on a physical.
That's right.
Blu-ray player.
So back there behind me, it's like half of them are nothing but hood movies, like Boys in the Hood and you know, things like that. And then
I see the original trilogy up there.
Yeah.
Star Wars, and I see the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Yes, sir. I had to have that. I didn't get
I have both of those.
Yeah.
That's the Jurassic Park collection there.
Yeah. When it first came out,
is that the Rambo box set?
Yes, it is the widescreen version of the original Star Wars, and then Rambo, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, and then we had kickboxing collection or kickboxer collection up there. And then
Okay.
I had the Harry Potter, then the Godfather, Die Hard, and then over here I got Blade, and then I have the Gangster Ultimate Film Collection, and it's like a Scarface and Casino, and what else?
Goodfellas is in there.
Goodfellas is not in there because I think this is based on for a particular studio. But I
Okay.
do Goodfellas.
You have Goodfellas.
Classics.
Good night, Dondi. Sleep tight, buddy.
So here's the Goodfellas right here. It's the
Dope
before-
ish.
I love that movie, dude.
It's a classic.
I don't care what. If I ever channel surf and I see it on, I watch it.
Yeah, it's a great movie. One of those movies you got to watch once a year, you know, at least.
I was that same way, man. I remember at one time I was so heavily addicted to DVDs that I was well over 700, and then I started like getting into the digital, you know, just having it on I had like a terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, and I ended up selling all 700 to like half off books. They were paying pretty good money at the time. I sold everything eventually. I just didn't have the space to keep going at the time. I miss them. When it rains, I miss them.
Yeah, I had to downsize myself, and because I had like I think at that time I had to have like at least two of everything, like one Blu-ray copy, one DVD copy, one special edition copy, like 5 copies of one movie and stuff. And I got to the point I was like, I'm not going to watch any of this stuff except for one copy. So I was able to, luckily, that little shop that's on the square here in town, Cycle Books that I've always mentioned a few times here and there, they're the ones that actually pay pretty good for used movies, unlike Movie Trading Company or other stuff, because they only give you like 5 cents, 10 cents. But Recycle Books, they'll give you at least a couple bucks, depending on the condition and no scratches and stuff. They're real picky about what the stuff that they sell and what they're receiving. So I've been able to use a lot of stuff. At one time I had like a ton of store credit, so every now and then I would stop in there and like upgrade a particular movie that I sold to them or whatever, so whatever they had. So I was able to clear out a pretty good chunk of extra copies that I didn't need anymore to go towards other stuff that I wanted in my movie collection. So it was pretty nice.
I've never once seen a 4K or a Blu-ray in my life.
Really?
Never. I bet they're nice. I'm old school. I still watch VCR tapes sometimes.
Well, if you ever open your Xbox One,
I know. I need to.
you can see the difference between DVD and Blu-ray.
You know why I got the Xbox One too? It's silly, but when I had the 360, I liked that South Park game. I can't remember what it's called, but I think the Stick of Truth.
The Truth.
Yeah, so my wife pre-ordered me the Fractured Butthole.
Fractured Butthole, yeah.
So I got that one. That's the reason.
Very clever titling.
Yeah, it was. I would expect nothing less.
Well, if you do get into the Blu-ray game, the best ones to get, if you do decide to go that route, will probably stuff like sci-fi and action movies. Those are the best ones. But if you like drama and stuff, don't do that.
There's not a big visual jump.
Yeah.
Heavy special effect movies.
Yeah. And
that's what Dave's trying to say. So if it's something that's like a period piece, or it takes place solely like in a courtroom, you're not going to see difference much. But on these higher end modern day, like filled with special effects
or something,
yeah,
the Blu-ray difference is very, very apparent, and that's exactly what 4K video does to Blu-ray.
Yeah, because my wife is real picky about when it comes to Blu-ray, even though she loves it, but she only likes it for certain movies. So like say like if you trying to get something like, especially like if you're into horror films like she is, like movie The Gate, she's not gonna like that in Blu-ray or 4K because of all the practical effects and stuff and the puppeteering. It's so outdated. So you prefer to have it on VHS or DVD, you know.
Sometimes you get them and they clean the film up and they monetize it.
Sometimes
put it in color.
But yeah, I mean, some of it, like I said, some movies are pretty good in Blu-ray, especially stuff like Terminator 2. That looks great on Blu-ray.
See, Judson knows what I'm talking about. He's
even beat me to 4K.
Judson has made the 4K jump. Until you see it, like when you go to Walmart, they have stuff on demo and loops. It's supposed to make you turn your head and look, but when you see it for yourself in your own house, 4K video running on a 4K TV, you see the quality bump.
Yeah. Yeah, me and the wife were at Walmart earlier, and she saw a 75-inch, and we're like, man, do we even have a wall that can sustain the 75-inch?
75 is huge.
Smart. It was a smart TV and all that.
Yeah. Guess we want to let Dave go ahead and do his thing then, huh, Kevin?
Sure.
All right. I'll have to move some of this stuff out the way. I think I added too much stuff on the table.
While you prepare,
you may want to introduce yourself to Kevin's audience in the beginning.
All right. For those who don't know me, my name is David. I run a channel, Blucker's Videos and Collectibles. And when I first started out on YouTube, it was basically on movies. It started off as a movie channel. And how I got started on YouTube was encouraged by my wife. And she was like, look, you got a lot of movies and stuff. And you might want to showcase what you got in your collection. And then probably a few months later, I had suffered a stroke in 2015. Actually, this month in December, at the end of the month. And as I was going to rehab, she met a fellow that took his wife to rehab there at the same rehab center that we both went to. And she encouraged her to say, look, he needs to have a hobby and something to keep him occupied, because when you suffer a stroke, it takes your mind out. You're on a whole different level because simple fact you feel like you're useless and you can't do anything because you're brain damaged for a while, and you just kind of like you lose hope as far as your well-being goes and things like that, and your whole state of mind is not the same anymore. But she came up with the idea and said, look, why don't you go ahead and do this YouTube thing, so that way you got a lot of toys, you got a lot of movies, you need to get that out there, keep yourself busy and stuff. And so for her, she's the one created this channel, gave me the name and everything. And so slowly but surely, I was able to do movie hauls. Like I said, that's what it started out as. It started out as a DVD movie haul channel stuff. I mean, I didn't do any movie reviews or anything like that. It was just basically, hey, look what I bought, things like that. But over time, it slowly started to transition into a toy thing. Even though I still do movies periodically, not as much as I did in the beginning. But like I will do, like when I buy a steelbook, I'll do an unboxing of that or something like that. Or if I get a stack of movies, I'll do that. But now mainly, as you can see, my channel really consists of mainly a toy channel with a sprinkle in with a little bit of movies. So, but anyways, when it came to toys, I did a lot of eBay unboxings. And so that's basically what it was for a while, eBay unboxings. So I was able to purchase a lot of stuff that I enjoyed that didn't have as a kid, but but I bought items that pertain to certain movies that I loved growing up. And so it was basically focused on vintage collections. You know, I had a lot of vintage stuff, like stuff from Duluth and from Mattel back in the 90s. So basically, all my stuff is from the 90s. You know, Kenner's the main thing. And Kevin and Harry know that I am a huge Kenner.
You're a Kenner maniac. It's true.
Yeah. And I have a ton of the Aliens and Space Marines and
Terminators.
You know, Swamp Thing. I got all that stuff. And,
the Shadow.
Yeah, the Shadow. I even put Kevin on with the Aliens and stuff like that. And he will showcase eventually.
How many Terminators do you have, Kenner? Bunch,
carded. I basically have the whole set carded. Everything. Yeah. And the only thing that I'm missing that I need to pick up eventually, it's all about good deals too as well, because you don't want to overspend what you think, you know, it's worth, you know.
You'll feel better about yourself if you find it for less than the go rate.
Yes. I basically need the vehicle, the car, and the cycle, and the play set. And then once I obtain those three, then I'll have the complete Terminator 2 line.
The Judgment line, right?
Yes. And also, I'm almost complete with my Kenner Predator toy line carded. So I need 3 more of those. And then I need the Blade Fighter that they came out with for the Predator. And I'll be set with that. And as far as the Alien Space Marines, they're in between carded and loose. For a while, I was going to do both carded and loose, but it just got too much. So that's why you see Kevin's collection, half of that went to him.
Yeah.
You know, through trades and stuff.
So what you do? So you're not doing carded on Aliens anymore?
They're pretty pricey.
So you're gonna stick to loose
I do have the Space Marines carded, but the Aliens, they're going to be loose, you know, because they're up there in price right now, and it's hard to find good deals on them. Now I see that Kevin has found some good deals on his carded ones.
Has. Predators as well.
Yeah, but yeah, they are pretty pricey up there. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much some of the stuff goes for. If you check the sales section on eBay, man, it's crazy. But anyways, but yeah, so for a while, I did do vintage stuff. I even started to mix in this year toy reviews, and I don't have a whole lot. Your
reviews are good. Your reviews are good.
I try to, but I realize that sometimes it's a little long, so I try to cut down a little bit because...
Yeah, but then again, you have viewers that would appreciate you taking the time to bring up what you do. It helps with their decision-making process. Do I place this order or can I wait on this?
The thing that really knocks me, I think, as far as constructive criticism on my part, on my end, is I talk too much. Sometimes I talk more than what I should do as far as the actual review. And so that's why I try to cut that down to the minimum, especially with the whole Spinosaur review. That thing was like over 30 minutes. I wasn't meaning for it to be 30 minutes, but it's just the fact that you
just lose track of time because it's a topic that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And everyone who subbed to you knows that about you.
Yeah. So, but I always try to make sure that I cut it down to at least under 25 minutes or less, you know. But I think for the most part, I've done pretty well with that end. But anyway, but yeah, I just started getting into toy reviews this year. And I tried to mix it in a little bit because even though I don't do a whole lot of modern toys, the only modern toys that y'all are aware of are like the Jurassic World stuff, Rampage figures and things like that. But other than that, and of course the grocery game stuff, that's about it as far as modern toy goes that I can think of right at this moment that I have. but most of my stuff is consisted of vintage items and things like that. And but yeah, other than that, that's about all I have to say as far as the channel goes. And hopefully, like I mentioned before, that hopefully when everything's set up, I can do a room tour. Yeah, as far as so y'all can see. I know I
That'll
posted
be a great video.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
know I posted some pictures in the chat group, that kind of like a preview of where I'm at with that and things like that. So, yeah, the main thing I've actually really been focused on as far as vintage goes is small soldiers, as y'all been aware of that. I've actually found some good deals. And of course, that y'all also know that I was able to score a vintage Red Rex from the JP1 line back in '93 that was released back then on the Thrasher T Rex. And I couldn't believe that, because one, I was able to buy the Red Rex from a group member in the official JP group, Facebook group. He was able to hook me up with that. And also, I was able to win a bid on the Thrasher T Rex. And I was not expecting to win that at all, to be honest with you. And also, I had just been able to purchase a posable Spinosaurus from the JP3 toy line, and which was probably like the better quality Spinosaurus as far as the two that came out in that time. They did have a animatronic Spinosaurus, but that came with a lot of problems and tears and things like that. Even though it's nice, but it's pretty pricey and stuff. But the posable one, I'm really excited to get. I should be receiving all that stuff sometime next week, and I will be doing some unboxings for that for y'all. So hopefully y'all can tune in for that and check that out. And Harry, I know that growing up, you used to have some JP stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I had a lot of the small dinos and the men. We had the T-Rex.
Yeah.
But then the second movie came out and they introduced the hunters and stuff. The dinosaur hunter guys.
Yeah, Roland Timbo.
Yeah.
And
Jaws Jackson.
And yeah, so right here on this table on this side, I do have some of the Kenner stuff that I have. I don't have a whole lot of it because they are a little bit pricey, so I have to be patient, as far as what I pick up and stuff. But I will showcase the first JP item that I picked up. I think it was my second ever eBay purchase ever, and at this time, I think I got this for $35, and it was complete with the capture gear and everything. Because this is the Series 2 Utah Raptor, electronic Utah Raptor. It comes with a muzzle and shackles and things like that, and a tag that you can put around its neck. And was lucky enough to get this at the rate that it was 2 years ago, I think. Now this thing complete goes for like $50 to $60, and you can tell that how inflated the prices were back then. But
it's still a good looking toy.
It is. Yeah. It still holds up.
Looking toy.
Considering the fact that this came out in '94.
Right.
Yeah, and if you could tell, look, the rubber is still intact and everything. And
yeah.
It's just overall, you got to admit, when Kenner made these dinosaurs back then, this was like 93, 94, and even in 97 when the Lost World line came out, they were ahead of its time. Why they went out of business, I have no idea. But I think if Kenner was still around today, they would be the pinnacle of the toy because of the quality that they put out. Now, keep in mind, they did put out a lot of duds too, more so than not. But the Jurassic Park line, in my opinion, was probably ahead of its time, like maybe 10 years ahead of its time, as far as the quality of the figures go, real feel rubber and all that stuff. And as you could tell, here 25 years later or so, it still holds up. I mean, look at this thing. The quality is amazing. The paint, in the rubber, in the hard plastic, and it's all about how well it's been kept. Because a lot of these dinosaurs get beat up, and they still look good in bad shape. And it just shows you how far we've come compared to now there was then when it actually comes to a kid's toy. Now today's standard is for like cheaper, less quality, and
less detail.
Yeah, it changed a whole lot, and it's sad because a lot of these kids these days, they're more into the technology stuff. That's why I guess that's why mostly a lot of the quality now is bad compared to what back then, because you could roughhouse these things back then,
right?
Be okay compared to something today, and you can roughhouse that and it just breaks within after the first few attempts and stuff.
Yeah.
And here's another example here. This is the adult Pachycephalosaurus. Now, this is complete. I did pick this up at Movie Trading Company. Y'all know that's my spot. That's where I get all my good stuff. That's what I have here in town.
Right. That's your shop.
Yep. And that's I guess you could say my honey hole. But this right here, this came out in the Lost World line as well. And it doesn't have the patch that goes right there. Hopefully one day I'll find one. But this is about 97, and as you can see, this is all rubber right here. And usually, and I will show you here in a second. And at this time, this was made by Hasbro. You got to keep in mind that Hasbro did buy out Kenner, and they just kept the Kenner employees and logo at the time until they decided to phase it out. And I think they phased it out like in 99 or 2000 when they got rid of the Kenner, the logo and all that stuff. I think that's when they laid off when 211 hit. I think that was when, or not 211, 9/11. Excuse me, my apologies. When 9/11 happened, I think that's when everything went downhill and it affected everybody. And then I think that's when Hasbro let go of all their employees, and stuff. And so all the Kenner employees were out of a job. And so then that's when they were forced to, I think the people that, the last thing I remember reading about it was I think the people that worked on the Star Wars line were forced to do the Jurassic Park line. And that's why the quality dipped. And that's why we got the Jurassic Park 3 stuff that we got at the time. It wasn't up to par as to what the actual Kenner product was. So, but this was actually made by Hasbro under the Kenner name and under their employees. And so fast forward to 2015. Let me see if I can. And here is an example that I will show you. This is the Stomp and Strike T-Rex. This is their electronic, their big bad boy that they had that can compensate for the Indominus Rex. Now, you can't see it, but has a rubber tail. It's all hard plastic. And then this is all rubber right here. Now, when I was going back to what I was saying about the quality of the figures when it comes to Jurassic Park, Hasbro at the time didn't know what they had compared to what they had back then. And they just kind of just put shit together and just put it out on the shelves. And they didn't really care about the quality of the product or actually the Jurassic Park fan base, But that's why these things were so cheaply made. And I say that because here, a lot of times, a lot of people, because this is stored up. I don't have this on display yet, but I do have this in storage in one of my closets that I have. But the rubber over time, luckily mine hasn't because it's been well kept, but the rubber will slowly but surely tear and fall off and everything like that in due time within a matter of months or years, depending on how you take care of your stuff. Thankfully, the license was stripped from them. Universal Studios decided to strip the license from them. And Mattel wanted. I know a lot of times a lot of people were wanting NECA to do the product. NECA said no to that. I think even people actually wanted Leonard Toys to do it, as you know they did like the stuff that when they made the Skull Island, the King Kong Skull Island figures.
Right.
And those are pretty decent figures for being cheaply being a G.I. Joe knockoff, you know.
Right.
And
that was a big contract opportunity for Lantern to put them on the map, the Skull Island license.
Yes. And then as Harry, you know that they did the Rampage toy line as well.
Right.
And those came out.
I finally see that, by the way, Kevin. Rampage.
I thought about jumping in that line too when it started hitting Walmart. And
well, I finally saw the film. I know you both enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed it too. I thought it was
it held my attention more than I thought it would.
For sure.
And so going back to what I was saying about so people wanted NECA to do the figures. They wanted them to do the human figures. They wanted them to do the dinosaurs. And I think they probably would have done a fantastic job, you know, but that's more
been expensive.
Yeah. But that's more for the collector standpoint.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, they're more interested in showcasing for kids, you know, more than anything. But luckily Mattel, you know, you could tell that Hasbro, when they have the Star Wars toy line, that all the quality and the perfection that they put in, you know, as far as their Black Series goes and 3 3/4 or 5 POA figures and stuff like that, you could tell they took care of that, but they didn't take care of the Jurassic World stuff. You know, it's just a different quality dipped. But now since Mattel, they're doing what Hasbro does for Star Wars, as Mattel is doing for Jurassic World. And here's another example. So this is what they call it, a helicopter versus Pteranodon 2-pack, and this was made by Hasbro. And as you can tell, look at the helicopter. Look at the little bitty human figure there, like how small they are compared to the dinosaur itself. So here comes along Mattel, and they brought this thing out. So this is the Pteranodon Destructosaurus set. I will be doing a review of this eventually, so don't worry. I will do a review on this eventually. I'm just trying to get to other things at first. But
so the scale of this is correct, right? Unlike Hasbro.
Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
How it goes? Yeah.
That looks more screen accurate in the size.
Exactly. And another thing, just show y'all. This is the only mosasaurus that Hasbro brought out. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It looks like a guppy compared to the Mattel.
Yes. And the thing is, this thing, and as bad as quality as these figures were by Hasbro, these things go, I don't know why, I have no clue, but for whatever reason, these things go for crazy money. You can get this set if you look on eBay. This set goes for like well over $100. Sometimes the mosasaur itself loose. Why? I have no idea. And people buy it. People buy it. You know. And I just saw the other day, loose. This guy loose right here. It was going, and it was an auction, and it was going for like over $100 with like 10 bids. You know. I know for a fact if I was to sell my JW stuff, I could probably make some good money off of it, real good money. But I don't do that because I still have it in my possession because that's the first thing that got me back into collecting. And as much as I could or want to sell it, I know I can't because that's what brought me back into collecting. And I want to save everything that I have that got me back into it, no matter how bad it looks or how bad the quality is, you know. And that's holds a special place in my heart, you know, for me.
Gotcha. That's what it's all about. We're already an hour into this. If you want to begin your review, the live review.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me go ahead and move some of this stuff out the way. Let's see. Here's the posable Indoraptor. I know both of y'all have this, so and what is that as a size comparison?
It's a beautiful toy, especially for the price range, right, Kev?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's totally worth it. For those who don't have it,
I didn't believe the price at first. I thought it was marked wrong.
Yeah. For those who want one, go out and buy one. It's worth it. Trust me. I mean, it's top-notch quality. Okay. Let's go ahead. Okay. All right. So today we'll be unboxing this thing, and this is the Grab and Growl Indoraptor, and you can tell it's a lot larger scale than this, so it's a little bit bigger. So as you can tell, for the box standpoint, it's an open box. It doesn't have that cage style packaging that I love so much, that I always talk about, because the reason why I love the cage style packaging is because it fits the premises of what the film is, and it does have it right here, and down here, it has the regular logo, the Owen in blue, ages 4 and up. That's me, as I always say. And then you got Grab and Growl Indoraptor, and then over here you have the different steps of what the action feature does: grab, chomp, and thrash. So and then on the background, it does have the rest of the cage. So it looks like it's actually caged up. The toy is actually caged up in the packaging. And then it shows you the 2 buttons, and then has the light up feature in the eyes. And then it has the roaring sound logo right there. So here's one button, and then there's the button at the bottom. But then on the back of the packaging, we have the Grass War logo right there at the top. And down here, up here, we have the Grass War Facts app. And then we have nice art rendering or the prototype photo of the Indoraptor grabbing the helpless enemy. And then here's all the different features that it shows you what it does. And then over here, it shows you the different toys that were in the toy line. So all this stuff is wave 1. So you got the Allosaurus, which I already did an unboxing for that. And then we have the Baryonyx, the Triceratops, and the Metricantosaurus. So give me a few seconds. Let me go ahead and use this X-Acto knife to go ahead and break this guy out. So Harry and Kevin, give us your thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, what you thought of it.
I love that movie. The movie itself, I was down for it. I mean, I'm like that. If I am into that type of line, or that trilogy or whatever, ongoing sequels, I mean, and they did good. I'm excited to see what the next one may bring,
They really need to bring Dr. Grant back.
Yeah.
Grant and Owen team up.
I kind of wish Ian had a little bit more
I know.
play in it too, other than just the court.
Such a tease on the ads that Malcolm was in Fallen Kingdom, but it was only for about 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, he, as an actor, he's still in great shape. He's still sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, he can still play a role.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to just sit around.
Goldblum is amazing, man. Like his role in Ragnarok.
Yeah. He's funny.
Yeah. Ian Malcolm, he's basically like the narrator for the movie, if you really think about it, He
right.
basically started off of what the whole thing was, and then he ended it towards the film.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That was cool, yeah. He kept talking after they went off of him and were going into the I hope the next one is they do something cool with it.
Well, apparently, Colin, what's his name? Colin Trevorrow, the My apologies if I'm butchering his name, but he's the one that directed the first film, and he was one of the writers of the second film. But anyways, he's going to take over for the third film, and apparently there's not going to be any more hybrids. They're done with the hybrid stuff, and they're going to focus on the actual dinosaurs. So if y'all remember, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, my apologies. But if you remember when Macy, this little girl right here, she's the one that released all the dinosaurs, because if you don't know, she is an actual clone because the real Macy died, and Lockwood, that was his daughter, clone another one. So that's why he calls her his granddaughter, just I guess you could say it's a cover up. But anyway, so said she's the one that let go all the dinosaurs into the wild. So it'd be interesting if you watch the end credit scene at the end, the pteranodons are sitting on top of Las Vegas. So they're pretty much scattered all over the place right now. So it'd be an interesting take on how where that goes.
Okay, that was an awesome twist.
Yeah, it was.
Twist, that was great.
So, but if you remember and if you have seen The Lost World, it's kind of like a reminiscence of that film as far as the premises goes. And but I thought they did a real good job on par of The Lost World. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people don't like The Lost World, much less let alone Jurassic Park 3. But The Lost World Fallen Kingdom brought some of that nostalgia back, in my opinion, as far as the story goes and stuff. And if you really pay attention and if you really know your Jurassic Park films, a lot of both films do pay a lot of homage to both those films and stuff.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I'm hoping that, which is okay, but it can be overly done at times. But hopefully the third film could bring a fresh new taste of, without having to pay all that homage to it, because we've already seen it before. So.
Yeah, we can move forward with the third one.
Yeah.
We've already covered all that. We don't have to go back and
exactly. So, but okay, so I finally got the Indoraptor out of its packaging, and as you can tell, it does have different joints right here.
Stronger.
Yeah, and the way you use it, you'll have to take a grip right here.
Mm-hmm.
But that I don't like, I'll have to mess with later on off camera, is the way these arms are. And I know they're posed like that for the grabbing feature, but I think they are articulated from what I can tell as far as the ball joints go. So I think you can move these up and down or inwards or outwards. But the legs are pretty much the same way as the posable Indoraptor. And as you can tell, as far as the thickness goes,
yeah, she's a lot bulkier.
Yeah, this one's the posable one is a little bit skinnier, and this one's a little bit fatter.
Yeah.
In fact, the electronics.
Yeah.
So, so basically,
but the legs can support the weight now, right? Because the articulated one could barely. You had to really manipulate the tail and stuff to get her to stand.
Yeah. So as you can tell, you can see that it stands just fine the way it's at as far as this one goes. Let me adjust the camera a little bit so y'all can see. Okay. Can y'all see that better? The table as far as okay. All right, cool. So yeah, as you can tell, this is the posable one and how it stands up and stuff. And what I really like about this one is the fact that you can pose it in all kinds of direction and it'll still hold fine, holds up well. This one, I'm not sure because the simple fact of it's heavy all right here because of the electronics and stuff, but we'll figure it out. So, but anyways, so as you can tell, these are two buttons right here. There's the top one right there, and then the bottom one right here. Here's the button right there. And so here is the grabbing feature. Yeah.
Cool.
here is the one with the biting sound at the bottom.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Wow, it's like animatronic level almost.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? So, but yeah,
Nice.
yeah, basically.
And what's the price point on this one that makes sound?
This one is 34.
So not that big of a jump, really, for what it does.
No, compared to 1998, give or take, depending if you buy it at Target or Walmart, and this is a $4.99 or 98.
That's a fair price.
Yeah, but luckily I had a gift card to use.
This is one line that Mattel has really grabbed it by the horns, and they've run great with it. This line here.
Yes.
As far as multiverse goes, they're a laughing stock, but their wrestling line and their Jurassic World is just
phenomenal. And I think they're trying to change that with their multiverse line. As y'all know, I don't collect Legends or multiverse. I'm more of a Toy Biz fan, and like Kevin stated in one of the earlier podcasts, like I'm Toy Biz.
Or Kenner DC, you love your 4-inch Kenner DC.
Yeah. So, but that's all I'm all about, is Toy Biz and stuff like that when it comes to Marvel toys and things like that. But even though this is vastly overscaled, but you can see how big this figure is compared to like the Legacy Collection T-Rex right here. So, and then if we bring out the newest edition, the Spinosaurus.
Whoa,
he's a big one too.
That's the one. That's your latest upload from today.
Yes, and as you can tell, it's overly sized compared to for a toy. And as far as play compatibility, it's not. You're not gonna get the correct scaling unless I think.
Guess the $1 million question for you, David, is someone who skipped the basic Indoraptor and is ready to invest. Should they get the one that's in your hand right now, or is the basic one still good?
In my honest opinion, get the basic one. Because you will have some issues with this. I can already tell right off the bat.
Unless your lights and sounds is worth nearly double the price in your book, then splurge.
Yeah. And that's correct. You are correct. The lights and sound. If you want the sound of the actual Raptor and the lights and stuff, go for it by all means. But if you're not interested in all the electronics, the basic portable,
the $18 one is still the one to beat.
When the standard came out, it was just ridiculous.
Oh, you started it, Kev. When you
blew us all away. Yeah, that articulation was like.
Oh, I was like, man, that would fit. The photography opportunities with 6-inch figures.
Yeah, I think since when this came out, Mattel, I think it was at the Toy Fair. They did show that they are getting into the collector aspects of it, and they're going to do a 6-inch Owen and a 6-inch Ian Malcolm. And
that's a move in the right direction.
They're going to, and it won't be like for like another year or so before they start releasing that stuff. So they'll have a blue version of this as well, opposable blue and things like that. So, but they claim that they're not going to go away from the 3 3/4 scale of figures. That's their main focus, really, and they're just trying to venture out and see how the hobby market should go, should I say? So, but yeah, this grabbing feature not so great. So, but if that's what you're buying this for, I would pass for it, because if you're looking for that kind of feature, it's not worth it in my opinion. But if you like it for the aspects of what it is, and if you want the to do the motions and all that stuff and all the sounds,
that does look cool. The mouth movement looks awesome.
Movies, you know,
that looks freaking awesome. It looks animatronic.
Yeah. So, other than that, that's about does it for my review for this thing.
Yeah.
So what y'all think of it? Give me y'all's thoughts of it.
Looks like a nice toy, really, but too pricey for the little bit of improvement it does.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful Raptor. I mean, Mattel done, and I cannot wait to see that Mosasaurus in person with the real skin. I saw it one time in the wild, and it had where you can feel the skin.
Yeah, it brings back memories to the old Kenner, you know.
They're winning with this line, and they need to continue to invest in it and develop more, and not drop the ball on this line.
Yeah, here lately, people have been complaining, but as with any toy line, you're going to have your flaws, and the main flaws with the Mattel toy line, as far as their Jurassic World stuff goes, the biggest aspects, the issues were mainly the paint schemes, especially on the dinosaurs. A lot of the times, if you actually look closely, their eyes are like printed and stuff. You know, they are like basically not where they're supposed to be, where it's molded. You know, sometimes be slightly down or upwards. And sometimes I've seen.
The thing they'll say is that it looks cheap.
Yeah. And,
and Mattels don't look cheap. They look like something you would buy from a museum's gift shop. They're high end.
Yeah. And they've done an amazing job as far as overall. You know, I have little to no complaints. Now, I will admit that I did receive some that had some splotches here and there, but that's with anything, you know. And sometimes you have to take time. I guess it depends on how picky you are when it comes to your figures and what you want and presentation goes. As far as quality goes, you have to thumb through like 5 of them in order to find the right one. And that's what I do sometimes. I don't do it all the time, but I do sometimes. You know, depending, especially the human figures. You can tell as one of them, I forgot which one it was, but he had green hands and stuff, and it was a mess. But, you know, I still love it, though. And here's a comparison to the Lost World Raptor from Kenner, and here is the blue, the Walmart exclusive Battle Damage. So as you can tell, as far as the quality goes, and
it's dipped. It's dipped, definitely.
Yeah. As far as the sculpt goes and everything, I mean, it's right on the money. I mean, for $10 for a Battle Damage figure, I mean, it's great stuff. I mean, it's amazing, you know. And here is the Kenner one. And you can tell a big difference as far as.
See, that brings me back to my childhood. That one right there. We had like 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is an amazing toy. I know both of y'all can agree that the Kenner stuff, because if you ask a lot of people, they're going to say Kenner, and rightfully so, because like I said earlier, Kenner was ahead of its time when it comes to their quality of toys, and as you can tell, here's the Stegosaurus, you know, and this is the Dino Damage. You know, you don't get that today. You don't get this thing. You get whatever it is that they put on here. You know,
now it's a sliding door.
Yeah, but here you can actually remove the thing. That was unheard of back then. You know, and then you know it's got that rubbery feel. You know, it's real squishy and stuff, and it still holds up. Every now and then it might get discolored. You know, depending on what you're doing with it. And check this out. This is the Lost World Chasmosaurus, and it's a hard plastic, you know, and it's a electronic.
My brother and I would remove the battle damage pieces, and we would feed those to our street sharks. Dinosaur steak.
Yeah.
Mattel is going to be releasing a Parasaurolophus. This is the Kenner version right here.
There's those pronunciations. Did you hear how easily that rolled off the tongue?
I know.
Polar bear what now? Say it again.
A Parasaurolophus. Then here's another long one right here. The Pachycephalosaurus. A lot of people call it
his pronunciations.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn it over to Kev here. The reviews in the books. If you want to ask questions or you want to shout anything out.
I was gonna say, like he said that, you know, it's like Kenner was. I think they had to be kind of beyond their time because if you remember when that movie dropped, that was beyond its time as well. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, the movie itself was mind blowing. As far as special effects and all that, that was probably the realest we've ever seen, like a dinosaur movie.
Yep.
Do you remember how many times they extended its time in theaters?
Oh man,
because it was doing so good.
Oh
yeah, to go to the 50 Cent Theater in Louisville.
I don't think they did that again. That hadn't been done in those years and since Star Wars.
Yeah.
When you have a movie that's making so much money, they decide to say, "Hey, we're gonna let it play an extra month or two." And in some places, it was well into the fall, and you could still go to the theaters and see Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm. I remember when they used to be in the 50 Cent Theater. I'd go every weekend to watch it for months.
Oh yeah, dollar movies. In my hood, we had the dollar movies.
Yeah,
we stayed watching Jurassic Park there.
Yeah.
And the VHS with the home release on VHS.
Oh yeah.
Remember
my original copy.
Cover.
Yeah, I still got my original copy of it. Yep. And those Jurassic Park, that was a thing back then. 93 was a great time to be a dinosaur fan. I mean, what Stan Winston did with all his models and
animatronic stuff. Yeah.
And it still holds up with the stuff they can do in the movies nowadays. That original movie still holds up. Like, you know, it's
Industrial Light and Magic, which is George Lucas's technology graphic company. ILM, Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah. And you can see that in the Lost World Fallen Kingdom, they went back to the animatronics, especially that scene where they were getting blood from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That T-Rex animatronic right there.
Yeah.
And then when they was doing the
I love that scene, dude. When they have to get the blood from that.
Yep.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, that scene where they had Blue on the table and the girl was Zia, I think was his name, when she was giving that blood transfusion. That was animatronics right there, you know. And it's always nice to see them bring some of that.
Or what about Kevin the Fields with the Brachiosaurus that gets left behind from the boat?
I cried. I had tears in my eyes. My wife looked at me and she was like, "You crying?" I said, "Yes."
Hey, that was emotional. The way that thing looked, like the emotion in that computer-generated dinosaur.
Yep.
That would rival anything Pixar's done.
Yeah.
Oh man, one of our favorite movies that we hadn't watched in a long time. That was really sad. What was it? Up. The movie Up.
Yeah. The old man.
Oh yeah.
It was playing in the waiting room in my eye exam yesterday.
Oh yeah. But that first half of that movie was so emotional. Man. It's like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be a kids movie. But
the Good Dinosaur has some feels to it. You have some good dinosaur toys, don't you?
This guy or me?
Both of y'all. Don't y'all have good dinosaur toys?
Oh yeah, I didn't bring them all out.
Good dinosaur.
Yeah, I thought you was asking a question. If we had any good dinosaurs?
I can't remember if that was Pixar or was that Disney Studio.
That was another one. That one made my wife sad. I like that. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you know, I'm no, in my opinion, some people liked it, but me, it was like a rehash of The Land Before Time, and that's more like kid friendly if you really think about it. Because if you remember Arlo, who is the Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus, and then you have what's his name? Good God, can't even think of it. That's bad. The baby brontosaurus in The Land Before Time. What was his freaking name? Can't even think of it because I know there's Sarah, Petrie, Spike, but I can't think of the brontosaurus name, the baby guy, the main character.
Littlefoot.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's the same premises, you know. But the only thing that's different is that in Land Before Time, the mother died, and she got killed by Sharptooth, you know. And then
Sharptooth. I haven't heard that name in ages. Sharptooth, the T-Rex.
Yeah, Sharptooth.
Wasn't he in the wrong proportions too? Wasn't he the old idea that T-Rexes were like this instead of hunched down?
Are you talking about like this?
No, that's the correct T-Rex.
Yeah.
Was Sharptooth one modeled like when they thought T-Rexes were like tall?
Yeah. I think I had
That's before paleontologists solved that.
Well, once he starts talking, everything's out the window as far as
the Rex in you remember the Rex in Good Dinosaur, right?
Yeah,
big head, little arms.
Oh yeah, he didn't have any eyes.
There was a time when paleontologists thought that's how the T-Rex were they were more tall than they were like hunched over, and that's not true.
Huh.
You know, like cheap plastic dinosaurs when we were kids, rubber ones?
Yeah.
You remember all the T-Rexes were like taller than the Jurassic Park style ones are? They're like longer and they're hunched over. And I'm not saying they're not tall, but they were actually putting the skeletons together wrong until someone realized they had made an error and they're actually more arrow like that shaped.
Yeah. They'd be more defensive mode to be squatted too. Like,
right.
You don't want to be up.
Do you remember your kid scene when the three of them are in the field and you see the T-Rex chasing all those little bitty chicken looking dinosaurs? The Gallimimus scene, David.
Yeah. Yeah.
To see the T-Rex in an open field like that, killing those things, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was crazy. I'd be hiding behind that piece of wood too.
See the stance of the Good Dinosaur T-Rex? That's incorrect. They were not like that.
Yeah.
But there was a time when scientists thought that was accurate.
Yeah, I remember that, especially like you were mentioning.
Now you see how he is more of a long body, and then the tail, like a dog almost. The tail goes up.
Yeah. I do remember you when you was mentioning about the plastic ones. Those were like the classic Imperial dinosaurs.
Imperial, yeah. You remember the smell of those things?
I think everybody had those. Everybody had them. So. But yeah, I used to have a couple of those myself. Not many though. I think I might have had like one or two. So.
That's what going inside of a KB toy smelled like.
Yeah.
The smell of Imperial plastic everywhere.
Yeah.
I wish there was a Yankee candle for that.
Call it KB Toy Store.
Yeah.
Man, KB's at the mall here in town was the shit, man. I mean,
hell yeah, it was. You know, it was the shit.
They were better than Toys R Us, in my opinion. You know, I mean, they were literally stocked with everything.
You found what you wanted a whole lot faster, and that made your parents.
And they gave a lot of clearances too. Like, you know, you had clearance toys. You never saw that at Toys R Us, really. Not much.
Well, what Toys R Us had was the sheer bulk.
Yeah. They had all the companies.
You had only so much footage in malls. When you went to Toys R Us, you had the section with just bikes, and you had the section. Their video game section just seemed like something from the future.
Yeah.
All the companies were behind glass. Like you had to take the little paper to the register and then go to the lockup to get your game. Like,
yeah. Y'all ever remember a store called Funko Land? A store called Funko Land? Really?
I never heard of that.
Maybe.
It was
it bought out by FYE?
It's I don't remember who it was owned by, but I don't know if it was mainly.
Was it the same as Sam Goody?
No, it's basically it was like a video game store called Funko Land. Look it up. If you see the logo and stuff, it might come back to y'all. But
Funko,
I remember Babbage's.
Yeah,
Babbage's used to be the parent company that eventually became GameStop.
Yeah, but Funko Land was a pretty legit store when it comes to video games and things like that. You know.
Yeah, Hector says he remembers Funko Land.
I knew somebody would. So.
It's FONCO Funko Land.
Funko Land, I think.
Yeah. I remember EB Games, GameStop. Well, eventually GameStop bought EB too, but they used to be competitors.
But EB still exists in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
They're still in business in Canada, just like Toys R Us.
They don't have GameStop over there. They only have EB.
But it's really GameStop's the parent company.
Yeah, they're still related, the companies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm ready for my questions. If it has any.
Anybody have any questions?
Do it. Do it. Come on. You gotta screen grab that. He's eating. You gotta see this. Yeah.
Look, my hair looks like it's.
Look what you stepped on.
Like your hair is like part of the mask.
It's not right.
Blends in with it. I well can see at it.
Down there all day, and you were just not sitting. You just. Yeah, we're gamers.
We get the ladies.
Did you see that thing well?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about David. David, you just play old school consoles.
Oh yeah. I'm more of the old school stuff. I don't really play a whole lot of new things.
What's your favorite old school? You have an OG Xbox, don't you?
I did. It finally crapped out on me, and I love Halo.
It ain't worth spending to fix it, right?
No. You have to buy a whole new one. But I am a big Halo fan. A lot of people don't know that. But I used to play the hell out of some Halo and Halo 2. And man, those games were amazing. You know,
Halo is freaking 17 years old this year.
Okay.
That's crazy, right?
That's crazy. You know, my first gaming system was the Sega Master System, the first one. Then after that, I moved on to the PlayStation, but I still have my original. Sega system, you know, still, and I get on it from time to time. And though growing up playing,
did you have Jurassic Park on Genesis growing up?
Yep, I did.
How amazing was that game? It was so much cooler than the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, you could either be Alan Grant or the Raptor.
Oh, that's cool.
Side scroller.
Yeah. So
everybody who, like me, who had a Super wanted that version that you Genesis guys got.
Another favorite game of mine that I used to play a lot is the Terminator 2 arcade game. You know, that was the shoot 'em up. And then once they was able to bring that to the Sega, oh my gosh, I was
And then Sega had the better X-Men game too during the 16-bit.
I still like a lot of the Super Nintendo games.
Sure, they're beautiful.
Side scrollers, that's my deal. The side scrollers, I can't do first person.
That's what I love about watching Edge Retro Geek Out, man.
Yes.
That dude.
Yeah, for sure.
God, his is friggin' godly.
Contra, that's what I was thinking of. Curtis said Contra.
Yeah,
that was great. And you could find all the little hidden places to get unlimited lives and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the original Castlevania or Altered Beast.
Yeah,
Altered Beast.
I have my wife gave me one of those. You know how they gave the Nintendo Minis and all that stuff that just came out recently. Well, she gave me the bootleg Sega version that has the Ultra Beast, all three of them, and all the Streets of Rage.
Final Fight. Oh, Streets of Rage. That's it. Streets of Rage.
And, I didn't play a whole lot of Nintendo growing up. When I did, Double Dragon was a favorite of mine. I wasn't that big Mario like I was into Sonic. But the Turtles in Time game, that was epic right there. The Nintendo arcade game that they had for Nintendo, that was a favorite of mine. I did love the Simpsons game, the arcade game that they had for that. I always enjoyed playing that because it reminded me of the Turtle game because the same premises and stuff.
Yeah,
and
side scrollers and
and so I always thought that.
Hear Kevin roar at this. I don't know what to make of
you. We need to see a video of Kevin eating and drinking with that mask on. See how that goes.
I would eat some pizza out of this.
No, just wear it to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But don't act like there's nothing wrong. Act like what's going on, guys.
Yeah. So, you having some chest pain? Why?
Because I would appreciate it if you took this a little bit more seriously.
I can still do my job.
Don't go to the gas station with that on, though.
Oh,
it could get bad. Or the bank. Sam says don't go to the bank with that.
Don't go to the bank. Be like, yeah, what up?
Did y'all know that McFarlane is bringing back his movie Maniacs line?
Is he really?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if he has all the what he did back then when he released like Halloween and Friday the 13th and all that
all
stuff.
The horror stuff.
Yeah. That
new stuff anyway.
Yeah. So but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he brings out for his new line. Hopefully it's stuff that we hadn't seen before, you know.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I do have a couple of his movie Maniacs. I got the one of the things. I don't remember which one I have. I also have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the bloody version, because I think there was two versions, like the clean version and the bloody version and stuff.
Yeah.
So, those were. You got to remember, McFarlane was NECA before NECA was around.
Right. Yeah. That's true. All we had for
very true
unique oddities like that.
Mm-hmm.
The sculpts were just unheard of. Like,
oh yeah,
there was a
limited articulation to them, but they were still good collectibles to have in anybody's collection.
Yeah, man, they were easy to break too. The joints on them were so weak.
Yeah,
we were too hard with McFarlane's. Me and my brother.
I wouldn't mind getting the Fly and Pumpkinhead. Those are two figures I'm really after. Rather be packaged or loose. You know, I would like to have.
Those are my
the
favorite.
Big Bad Wolf, right? The Big Bad Wolf and Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh yeah, those were the fairy tales, fairy tales. I think those are what it was. Yeah. Kevin, do you
Twisted Fairy Tales?
Yeah, Twisted Fairy Tales. Yeah.
Those were all cool. But you're right, The Fly and Pumpkinhead are two awesome, cheesy horror movies. they were the best. I love those kind of movies.
The cheesier, the better, right, bro?
Yeah. You look back at them now and it's like that. The special effects were ridiculous. But you still love them.
But those were like all, especially with Pumpkinhead. I think he was either a person was playing Pumpkinhead or he was like an animatronic. I'm not sure what it was.
They probably had to do both, right, at times, depending.
Yeah. Somebody in a suit.
And my wife hates it. I'll go watch part 3.
Like
the first one. Why would you watch the third one?
Usually, sometimes the third one does not have anything to do with the first two.
Yeah. Like Tremors 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's out of left field. They even have a Tremors like in the Arctic or something. I hadn't seen it yet, but
yeah. It's with Jamie Kennedy, and it has the old man still as the dad.
Yeah.
It was good. I saw it. It was pretty good.
I'll probably have to check it on Netflix or something.
Netflix for free.
Yeah.
Also, that the one where they're prison race drivers. What was that called?
Oh, Death Race.
Yeah, Death Race. They have a new one on Netflix. It's pretty good. It's
no way.
Death Race 4.
This time for real.
This time for real, he's pissed.
Yeah, I have the first 4 on DVD.
That's Vin Diesel's favorite line. One last time. That was like 4 movies ago.
Yeah, they're on 8 now.
He's still doing it. Apparently, next year we get the Hobbs and Shaw spin-off movie, which is Rock and the Transporter.
Huh.
Okay.
Their spin-off movie. Shaw.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name. The guy that's the Transporter.
Yeah, Jason Statham.
Yeah, Statham and The Rock's spin-off movie. Because The Rock and Vin Diesel don't get along anymore. They're not going to do any more Fast and Furious together.
Oh, is that why they're not going to finish out the
Rock called Diesel like a little bitch.
I think there's supposed to be 9 of them. Either 9 or 10.
Well, they're not going to have The Rock. That's why he's getting a spin-off movie.
Oh, yeah. Curtis said about Mr. Glass. That's going to be a good one.
Oh,
that's
yeah. January.
Split and the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, Unbreakable?
Unbreakable, right.
Yeah, Glass is going to be cool. It's going to have all of them in it. It's going to have Bruce Willis, and it's going to have the other dude, the Professor X.
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
He did in that movie. He was amazing in Split.
Yeah.
I still got to review this thing, so look out for a review.
You got a lot of content to still do.
Shit. You have no idea.
They made it look like they were fighting the Indoraptor in that scene with the molten lava and stuff.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But it's that other thing. What is that one called?
Oh, Baryonyx. I still need to do this one as well. I have yet to break this RC thing out. So
nice.
This actually, in my opinion, the gyrosphere for this thing is actually on scale, the correct scale when it comes to actually play compatibility with your dinosaurs. The other ones, they're good.
They're way smaller, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think this one is more.
That one is the accurate scale.
But yeah, Harry, when you was asking about this, this is the Baryonyx right here.
That's crazy. Did Hasbro make that thing too?
No, this is Mattel.
No, I'm saying, did the Hasbro have a version of that?
No. Hasbro didn't make a Baryonyx.
So that's first ever as a Jurassic Park offer.
Actually, Kenner made one in their Series 2, and then Jurassic Park Series 2 toy line, the Baryonyx, and that thing is a pretty ugly thing, not very nice looking at all. But I'm looking to purchase one of those as well, you know. But also, I think Hasbro. I think was it Hasbro, or I think when the Lost World came out, they released another version, but it was a lot smaller, and that was not a very good looking figure as well. So, but when Jurassic World came out and they announced that that was one of the dinosaurs in the movies, everybody was hoping that they would make a toy for it, and they actually. So the neat thing that I like about Mattel now is not only are they making dinosaurs that appear in the film, whether it be a statue that was in the Lockwood Mansion or a painting of a dinosaur, so anything that has anything to do with Jurassic Park, whether it would be a dinosaur from JP3, doesn't necessarily have to be part of the Legacy collection, but I was watching Jurassic 3 last night, and I noticed that I knew that they had the Ceratosaurus, the one that with the little horn on the tip of its snout. They made a figure of that, and I know that Hasbro made a figure of that one as well. But I didn't really pay attention to the color scheme of it in the film until I actually watched it again. I looked at it, I was like, holy shit. That's the same color scheme that Mattel used for their Ceratosaurus, part of their Roarvors line. So that got to me thinking. I was like, yeah, that's what they're going to be doing is putting out. They're supposed to have, like, I think either 16 or 17 new species of dinosaurs out next year for their toy line.
Wow.
So, yeah. So a lot of that stuff, like basically anything Jurassic Park, whether it be the video games, the movies, or whatever has a dinosaur in it, they will eventually be making a toy for that.
Wow.
So, how cool is that?
That's cool.
And the most exciting dinosaur that will be released next year that everybody's hyped for is the Brachiosaurus. A real, that extreme chomping or the big T-Rex I got that's like this big?
Yeah.
They're making one of those, a colossal
dog.
The one you got before the rest of the world?
Yeah.
How many views is that video up to, Dave?
That one, I don't know yet. I know the other one that I had, the battle damage one with the Monolophosaurus and the T-Rex, the first video that I did as far as my toy reviews go for that line, I think that had like 20,000 views, I think, or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot.
20K views, man.
Yeah.
A nice one for him to turn on when he hits what's it called? Monetize, right, Kev?
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be the downfall is when you finally get monetized. That's when the views from there, the past don't matter.
Oh, that sucks.
You don't get no credit for anything. And then by that time, no one's really, it's getting very few views, a year later.
That's why I'm not really too worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at because I'm more of the old school way. I know that a lot of people like to have their stuff advertised, and I know you guys like to help out a lot, and that's awesome. I think that's really great that y'all do that. But for me, I don't need that because a lot of times I don't want subscribers that just doing it just to sub, just to give me subs. I want subscribers that actually want to watch my videos all the way through and learn something from it, or when I do my vintage review, unboxings, or whatever I'm doing for my video, them to enjoy them, and watch it because that's what they want to see, not just be a sub just because just to have them, because I guarantee out of the 100 people that I have, or so people that I have, I probably get like maybe 30 of y'all will probably actually watch my videos, and maybe half of y'all would comment on them. So that's more of what I shoot for. I don't want subs just to have subs. I want subs because people want to watch my content and enjoy my content. You know,
That's
if
cool.
I could away subs for my channel, I would, just because I know that majority of them don't attention to it. You know, but it is what it is. So that's why I don't mind slowly but surely building up my fan base or sub base, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm no big hurry to get to 1,000. I'm no big hurry to get to 600, let alone 550, because I know they will come eventually. You know. So
Yeah.
I know who watches and who don't, and I know who enjoys the channel and whatnot. And for those people that actually watch my channel and watch all my videos, like you guys do, and all the guys that are in the TagTeam crew, I really do appreciate that, because it means a lot. It means that you actually care about my content, you enjoy it, and y'all actually comment on it every single video, and that's awesome, you know. And it's truly a blessing right there, you know.
Oh.
Looking at your most popular videos, you have 8 videos reviewing Jurassic World figure or dinosaurs that are over 2,000 each views. 8 of them, and the top one is over 20,000 now.
Jeez,
that is ridiculously a lot.
20,000.
It's already climbed to 20,000. That's like rivaling like top reviewers, and you struck at the right time, and you had a passion for it. So you came out with that. No one else was doing it.
That was freaking what they call trending.
Yeah, he beat out Pixel Dan because no one was supposed to have gotten him.
That was friggin' trending, dude. I remember I told him like a few days afterwards what had happened.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, you're trending with that T-Rex video.
You tell me that. I was like, no, I'm not. And you're like, yeah, you are. Like, okay, cool.
I'm like, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But remember, it took off. It took off quick. It was like 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
blew up, man. It blew up.
Now it's like insane.
That's how I got most of my subs from that. For that video alone was I probably gained half of my 500 out of that one video. Pretty much can guarantee you that's what it was, because I like probably at least within that first month of starting to review these toys, I probably gained like 150 subs like within like a month.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. What the heck?
It's exciting too.
So
it's exciting to see that.
Yeah, it was really cool. But like I say, you know, that's why I got to switch it up from time to time, because I know this year alone, for as far as my channel goes, it was basically based on Jurassic World stuff, and I wasn't expecting to do a whole lot of it like I am. So that's why every now and then I gotta switch it up from time to time. You know, do a little bit of eBay unboxing, because basically that's how most of my videos are, is eBay purchasing and unboxing, and that was kind of unique in its own way. You know, because a lot of people really enjoy watching those videos, because that's how I established my channel, was through those eBay purchasing and unboxing and stuff. And so then once I started getting to a groove of things, that's when I decided to start doing tour reviews and, you know, kind of experiment with that, just to switch it up, because, you know, like all things, everything goes stale and you have to switch it up a bit. So that's why after a while doing all of these Jurassic World toys, you know, I had to go back to the old ways a little bit. And then that's why I had to bring in different toys, kind of like the Good Dinosaur review and whatever else I did. So, you know, just to kind of spice it up a little bit, you know, just have a, and that's another thing. That's why I also do the G.I. Joe stuff, you know, let's build a G.I. Joe vehicle. And those don't always get a whole lot of views. Those probably average about, I want to say about 30 views or so compared to other stuff. But that's okay, because I know who likes those videos and stuff. And I get a lot of feedback saying, hey, look, I like this segment of your channel because it's one of the unique channels as far as that segment goes. And so that's what I try to do, because I know for a fact that parts for those vehicles, let alone any G.I. Joe vehicles, are real hard to come by, and they can get pricey at times. So you have to, be patient when it comes to certain things. So that's why I always mention that I don't know when the next video will be about, or when it will be uploaded, because you don't know when your next batch of parts are going to come in. I'm almost finished with the Conquest X30. All I need left is the four fins, and those things, for a set of those, go for like $25 to $30, and for a set, I'm not willing to go out my way to do that, but sometimes some parts, I got lucky on certain things, but you have to jump on it too, because a lot of those pieces are real hard to come by, and especially on the second-hand market. And a lot of people will just jack up the price really high because they know they'll make money off of it. But eventually, time is patience. So eventually, I'll be able to get those four fins I need to complete that vehicle, and that would be it. That would be it for that segment. And as far as the whale goes, both of them, I always talk about my friend Daryl. Who's my childhood friend, my brother of mine, and I've known him all my life. And that's where a part of my, or should I say half of my collection comes from, was through him, the hand-me-downs that he has given me for, because that was stuff that he had in his stuff, and that's when he moved on to other things. But he has since then started his collection up again. Like sometimes it's like you give the old, and then you start anew, and you actually learn from your past collection, and then you collect what you actually really want and love. That's where he has done so far. But anyways, so like I was saying, is that he was able to, and also he's a seller on eBay too. That's just like his side job, or his little hobby, that he does. He makes pretty good money off of it. And but that's how I was able to get all those parts for the whale, was through him. He's the one that actually gets on eBay. He's on there all day, every day, and he finds all these deals for parts. And that's how I was able to obtain a lot of those pieces, especially those hard pieces for the whale that that were ridiculously priced. And that's why I was able to almost complete the majority of the first one and half of the second one. So it's always good to know people too as well that can help you out as far as when it comes to certain aspects of your collection. And that's why I like group so much. It's because even though our collection is vastly different, like Kevin, you collect anything and everything, but that's you. That's what you like to do. And then Harry, he's got his Black Series and Legends collection in his WWE Elite stuff. That's what he collects. He likes that kind of stuff. That's why he had to weed out all the other stuff that he didn't want, and then get the stuff that he enjoys having in his piece. And then you have Elite June. His collection is amazing, but even though he has he collects Marvel Legends, but he only collects the cartoon versions of it. And then his WWE collection, all the old school wrestlers, that's what makes his collection stand out, And then Don, he has his own collection that he collects as far as his vintage pieces goes, like the Street Sharks and some of the Marvel Legends and things like that he enjoys. And then you got VenomFang, his collection consists of a lot of Venom products and stuff and figures. That's his he collects. But he does have a lot of the other Marvel Legends stuff, and he collects Voltron stuff. He has a nice little Voltron collection and things like that. So, and then you have me, who's the dinosaur man of the group. I have my, as you can tell, all my dinosaurs, and then all my vintage collection and my Godzillas, up here. I got all my naked Godzillas up there, as you can see over here. And that's what I do. And that's what makes this group stand out so much, is because
diversity.
collection. We have our own set of collections of what we collect. Like Kevin, and part of his collection, he does the Pez dispensers. We don't collect Pez dispensers, but that's his thing. And that's what makes him stand out, because he has the Pez dispenser collection.
He's got Pez dispensers that come with guns.
Yeah, and that's unheard of. I've never seen that kind of stuff, but he has. Like, so that's what makes this community, or crew, should I say, stand out. And then you have Overkill, who has his Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he's the Dragon Ball Z fanatic of the group. And then anything anime, you can holler at Dondi and Overkill. They're the anime fans. I started watching anime probably about 3 years ago, and my wife has been watching more so than I have. And one of my favorite animes that I enjoy, I don't know if a lot of y'all have heard it, but it's called Parasite Maximum. And that is a great anime that I highly recommend. That show is amazing. And it's basically about a parasite that befriends a human that has a parasite in him, but it's the good one. And he has to battle all these bad parasites that are out to try to kill and take over the world and stuff. And check it out. I think it's on Hulu. It's either on Hulu or Netflix. I'm not sure, but that's one I would recommend, Kevin, if you're looking for a new one after if whatever it is that you get done watching. I don't know what you're watching currently as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But that's what I recommend you check out.
Yeah.
And but as I was saying, to wrap up this, my point here is the fact that each and every one of us are willing to go out and help each other. I know Kevin's helped me out a whole lot when it comes to stuff in my collection. I know I've helped him out on the Jurassic Park end, the Kenner end, and he was able to trade me some things that I liked, that I needed for my collection, like the Street Shark figure, that he had doubles of, that he was kind enough to give me. And as far as the WWE Hasbro stuff, a lot of people don't know that I have a huge Hasbro WWE collection, or WWF collection. And I have all not all of them, but most of the retro style figures that are still in minimal parts. Yeah. And Kevin was able to, that was my first, actually, that's the first trade I ever made with Kevin. Was he had purchased I never really did it because I didn't know how to go about it or how trustworthy it was when it comes to stuff. But the more I watched Kevin's video when his friend had that store, was it Sarah's Secret? Is that what it was? Sarah's Secret?
Yeah, Sarah's Texas Treasure.
Yeah, Sarah, yeah, that one. And there was an axe that I needed to complete my demolition set. And I figured, okay, let me see. I've known Kevin for a while now. We've been talking on a regular basis. I got that, got to build up a little trust. So I figured, okay, let me shoot him a message. And so I eventually did, but he had already picked it up. And I was like, hey, I was wondering if you can pick up that axe, but I already see that you already picked it up, and we can make a trade. And he's like, I'm not married to it. So yeah, it's yours. I was like, cool. And so we was able to work out a trade. I was able to give him a couple of items for that one figure, and I'm very grateful for that. And then every time that he picked up a Hasbro figure, we always had this thing that we always say to each other, like, give me this or give me that, or you want my address, you can send this to you, just for jokes and stuff. But 9 times out of 10, when we do our trades, Kevin would throw in that item that I would tease about and catch me off guard. I'm like, dude, you ain't got to do all that. But that's just how he is. He's very generous, and he gives more than he receives. And that's when Kevin stands out. And that was the same way with Harry. When I made my first trade with Harry, I wasn't sure how that was going to go about, even though I knew Harry a lot longer than Kevin, because Harry was one of the first people that actually started watching my channel on a regular basis when I first got into, I don't remember what group it was, but I just decided, okay, well, let me go ahead and see if I can put my videos out there, get my feet wet and see. But even though I did gain a few subscribers, Harry was one of the first ones to hit me up and comment on my videos on a regular basis, and you know, and I always try to return the favor too. And then when I made my trade with Harry, I think, what was it for the Batmobile? That was our first trade, wasn't it? You know,
the tumbler.
Yeah, the tumbler. And
you got me cable.
Yeah. And the thing was, Harry wasn't asking much because and the thing is, a lot of people, what they fail to realize when it comes to trades, a lot of people try to deal with how much the item is worth and how much what you're going to get out or give for the trade and stuff. But it's not about that. It's not about the item, what it's worth, and it's what's worth to you and what you're willing to accept in return. And all Harry asked was, hey, if you can just keep an eye out for this or this, you can have the tumbler. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I wasn't expecting to find that cable when I did. It was like the next day, I think it was. And Harry, is this what you were looking for? And he's like, yes. And so he said, tumbler's yours. But he included not only a tumbler, he included like a Batman that came with it, and then other items and stuff. So he gave more than what he was receiving. It's things like that that makes this group special, because of the simple fact that we don't care about what we're getting in return. We just care about, you know, that we're helping another person out, you know, make their collection better or make their collection stand out more, you know. And when I won that, let me give you a prime example of that. When I won that Art G's challenge, I was in because I probably entered in so many contests. You know, I'm the least bit.
Yeah.
You know,
you rarely win nothing.
Yeah, out of all the
a lot of eBay hauls.
Yeah. Out of all the prizes that he was offering, I figured, you know what? Let me try this Harley Quinn. This what was it? I don't remember what brand it was, but it was an expensive figure. I don't have one of those, and would I ever buy one of those? No, because the simple fact that that's not what I collect. But it was something different that adds a different identity to my collection. And so one day I will get a review out. Don't worry. I plan on doing a review.
I'm surprised your wife hasn't stolen that from you yet.
No, she looked at me like that. Said, okay, that's cool. You know. But yeah, it's things like that that brings joy to our little crew and community. And like Harry said in the last podcast, anybody's welcome to join if they want to join. You know, we'll welcome anybody, open arms and stuff, and we'll help everybody out. You know, when we can, we have the means to do so.
Yeah, but we're looking for people that are serious about contributing what they're getting back. So if you're not a serious content creator and you don't want to support other people's contents, only your own, don't bother. I'm just frank.
Right. Well, guys, I'm going to have to get off for tonight.
It's a good stopping point, Dave. It's been an awesome stream.
All right. I really appreciate y'all having me on. Thank you for inviting me on this. And I really enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed the unboxing.
First of many, bro. This is episode 1 of the podcast.
Episode 1.
Episode 1. Been a pleasure. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for all this, for all the viewers out there. I hope y'all enjoyed what
people who are going to listen afterwards. You know, this was a dope stream. Thank you, David. Well done.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, and y'all have a good night, and I will catch y'all later.
Night, buddy.
You want to send us off, Kev?
Yeah, well, appreciate everybody joining the stream and chopping it up in the chat. We're having a blast. This is our very first pilot episode of what we want to put together as a podcast for us. Like Harry always says, like-minded toy collectors. We're scattered. We collect everything, but yeah, we want to make this a regular thing eventually. I know, like, everybody's jobs and school kind of.
And it's the holidays.
And the holidays, yeah. So, but we want to try to get this going.
Maybe by spring we'll have something lined out regularly on the schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
You're in the housing market right now. You're about to buy a house.
Yeah.
You're working 3 jobs.
Yeah.
So during there, you guys can count on weekly episodic podcasts. And we're talking the full deal. Kevin wants to do audio file ones for people who don't have time to watch the video. You just won't listen.
We can have guest people on, like if we can get other people that may not be our little group, you know, and get bigger people or other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Guest host every night.
We're prepared to go outside of our comfort zone, which is our home.
And we can discuss, like, if it's wrestling one day or if it's another topic, we can do
pop culture, right, Kev?
Pop culture, yeah. We have some of us that dabble in those things, and
the first way to become part of the tag team is join Toy Savages. And let us know who you are on Toy Savages on Facebook in reality. And then after we check your content and we chop it up with you for a bit, we'll talk about integrating you into the team.
Yeah. And it's good. It's a good thing because, like, there's so much information you can gain from just I mean, it doesn't cost you a penny, but you join that toy group and you learn about whatever clearances or specials or things coming up. Like I'm on groups that I found out there's this and this show going on in Texas that are within an hour of me even that I never knew about, so there's a lot to gain from it for sure. It doesn't hurt to do it. It's easy. So for sure, look us up, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people post pictures, you know, of stuff they get or toy photography that you really enjoy. It's a good deal. It's a nice little community.
Share your hauls.
And you're safe, you know, like a lot of people may have be worried about, oh, I collect toys and I'm 50, you know, but you're safe in our group. You know, we all do our thing. We don't judge each other. It's a safe haven for you to be yourself and enjoy. So, yeah, having said that, I guess
that's right, man.
That's right, man. Take it easy.
Take it easy. That's what we say when the vlog is over.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I guess it's a good time. We've been hitting, I think, around 2-hour mark every time. So I guess that's the natural progression of it. It kind of.
We knew it was going to be a tad longer with old Dave and his detailed explanations.
Yeah, but it's good. I learn something every time I watch his videos.
I think this video, a lot of collectors have a lot to gain watching the comparisons between the activated Raptor versus the base one.
Yeah. And he's like, you know, basically he's for what he does, he's a
legit paleontologist. He's like a legit paleontologist.
I mean, if I want to watch a review about it, I want someone that knows what they're talking about. And like he was able to display multiple, you know, different year points, and like, you know, he knows what he's talking about because he has it all.
Right.
And he knows the details of it. So it's fun to, if I'm going to watch a Marvel Legend guy, I might want to go to Elite because he has a zillion of them, you know.
Dave,
he knows his stuff.
He's a blue collar. He earns everything he spends. He's hard-earned money on those toys.
For sure, yeah, he works, and that's like with medical issues also. A lot of
health issues on top of that.
A lot of health issues. That goes to a testament for him to rehab back to working. You know, being in the medical field, I see a lot of people that cannot make a return from certain things that he's done. You know, they're done. They can't return to real life like that and work, and he's done it, you know, regardless. You got to be a real tough soul to come back from those things.
We're super lucky to have Dave in the tag team. Very lucky. He's a great friend and an awesome content creator.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for. Yeah. People that meet that exception. Do you want to prove yourself to us? Join Toy Savages and we'll talk from there.
Yeah. Join and share your toy hauls, and you know, you got take toy photography, post
it. Your channel, you can plug your channel, put your link.
It don't matter if it's new, old, Funko Pops. Everybody collects a little of everything, so it wouldn't be an issue at all.
Yeah.
You take it all. I mean, we have comic book people. Everything comes from comic books.
Hosting as usual, buddy. We appreciate you.
I enjoy it. I actually
everything you do for the team is, you know.
it's appreciated and it's fun, and it's good to have a little fellowship anyway. It makes it a lot more fun than just being on your own. And I'm glad I bought a.
You've been such a positive influence on all of us in the team.
Yeah, I try to be. I know
we wouldn't be able to do. We wouldn't have the level of success we all have now without your guidance. These last, 7, 8 months almost under your wing.
I just try. I'm learning as I go too. Everything's new to me. I feel like if I at one time, if I would have just said, you know what, I'm just going to do Funko Pops, and I went a different direction, I probably would easily. But I wouldn't enjoy it, I wouldn't enjoy it, and I'm the type that likes to dig.
It wouldn't be really you.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have fun with it, and because I see people right now, I see people doing that, and I know that they're action figure collectors, but I see what they have to do. And I don't knock them either. I mean, it's cool that they're, that part of their channel is, they're happy with it. That's great. I just personally couldn't do it. I don't know. And I do collect them because Funko is great for like their retro stuff. If I love 70s, 80s characters, like vintage stuff, but they do the retro, and that part of it gets me every time. I like the old cartoons, the old actors. So I don't knock that. I couldn't make my channel just that, and that's like right now it's still hot. If you do a Funko channel, you have the potential to really blow up, and I don't belong there. I belong in a garage sale in someone's yard or a flea market. That's what I've always liked. That's what my parents taught me. My wife enjoys it with me. The kids go with me, so it's just what I would prefer to do. So even if my channel has to grow way slower.
Your flea market and yard sale content it just can't be touched. There's no one else who's in the level of passion, and you're willing to go to the ones that look questionable from the front. And and else, a lesser person would just keep driving and not even bother getting down.
Yeah. And it's not easy either. Like from like going in and shooting in a retail store to going in someone's private property. And, a lot of garage sales are older people, and I'm not necessarily look like I just came out of church. I'm inked up. I'm older. I got a beard. I mean, I see a lot of poor little old ladies kind of. So they're watching you, and it's even harder than shooting a video. It's not easy. It's not easy, yeah, but it's fun. And just the thrill of actually finding something out there. You always see stuff, this is, like vintage stuff that's worth tons that no one's going to find anymore, but there's a potential of landing gold out there in those kind of situations. A lot of people, they don't know what they have, and there's a chance to really find good stuff out there.
Oh, you have, bro. It's all documented in your channel.
Yeah, just when you hit the good stuff, it's like well worth it. And we collect a lot of stuff. That's kind of like some of it's not toys. We collect all kinds of stuff like decor. Yeah. And so who knows? Eventually, I'll maybe put that on another channel too. But it's a lot of fun. I'm happy with everything. I see people that started way after me, and they're like triple the size. But that's okay. I'm happy for them. Anyway, like I always say, I have my career. I have what I do for a living. Everything's good. So this is just, it's to enjoy. I don't ever see it becoming anything else other than a wonderful hobby, and friends.
A great hobby, for sure.
Great hobby. And I think for me personally, once we make a move and I get my own room, which I feel like I deserve. Once I have my own room and my own setup to do reviews and to have my toy collection up, I think I'm going to enjoy it that much more. Because I hate seeing my stuff. Awesome. Yeah. I hate seeing everything locked up in totes and prisons.
It's coming, bro. It's coming.
I'm excited for it. So hopefully maybe January, February, we're going to shoot for something.
Keep chipping at it. Yeah. The right will present itself.
Yeah. All right, sir. I guess we'll go ahead and cut it here then. Like, again, appreciate everybody that stayed on with us and hung out with us, and we'll do it again. I think this coming week, and starting tomorrow, I work 108 hours in like 5 or 6 days, so it's going to be tough. I'm not going to be able to get on the rest of the week. I think the following week I may be off a Friday. But once December's over, I think we can really do some really good stuff. Oh, man. Blackhawk 703 says,
That's
"What's
one
up,
of your
Kevin?
favorites.
Do you have any Silverhawk figs?" Man, I have quite a few. I think I'm not complete on Wave 1, but I'm fairly complete. I need a lot of Wave 2. They only did the 2 waves. So there is a few of Wave 2 I need a lot. But Wave 1, I have like the main. I don't have the playset, but I have the main vehicle, and I have most of the wave of figures. I need Steel Heart, Steel Wheel, and those happen to be the most expensive to get out of Wave 1 is the twins. You can't find them, and when you do, they're very expensive. But I think, yeah, other than the twins, I think I'm done for Wave 1. And Silverhawks are the cartoon and the toys are probably up there in my top 5. But having said that, I appreciate that was a good question because I actually like that stuff. That Thundercats, all the '80s cartoons that we loved as for us '80s kids.
You don't like it. You love that.
Yeah, I love it. And I've had like what's cool is the vehicle I have, the main ship. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. Was actually gifted to me by a guy that was watching me early on, and we still keep in contact because it meant a lot to me. You know, it was something old he had from his childhood. It's beat up, but I love it. It has a lot of personality and soul to it because someone else owned it and enjoyed it, and it survived, 30 years till now. But it's a wonderful piece. But, yep, y'all never give up that hunt. Never give up that hunt. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, that's whack, you're collecting this or that. Because I look at toys and comic books, what's the difference between statues and paintings? We're collectors. It's no different than anything else anybody collects. There's no difference. It's an action figure, but it's a piece of art. It's a piece of history. There shouldn't be no hate on that.
No.
Anyway, I guess with that note, I'll bounce. Everyone take it easy.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Catch y'all later.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Pew, 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 pew.